This is a homage beat.
Grace and peace, grace and peace. Thanks again for tuning in to another episode of I Saw the Lord. It's your boy Brandon. It's great to be here again with you. Last week, me and Roshan, we did a concept number 39. What does technology reveal about humans? And again, awkwardly phrased question. I completely understand, but that one was definitely one of my favorites. I think I'm not that much of a conspiracy theorist, but after doing that one, I definitely am. The whole point about technology, I was saying that it reveals our efforts to try to be divine. That there's certain attributes of God that we can communicate, like love, joy, peace, these things that we can communicate, but there's other attributes that we cannot communicate. Those are incommunicable attributes like omniscience, omnipresence, and omnipotence. But those are attributes that we seek to achieve, and it happens in real life. Talk about omniscience, that we seek to be all known. We see we got the internet, omnipresence, where everybody has a smartphone, and that you can be anywhere. We got the live streaming, and not only that, you can like track people on your phone. So that's pretty much the closest to omniscience that we have. And then I started talking about omnipotence, which means to be all powerful. That there's a philosophy called transhumanism, where these people are trying to advance humanity just physiologically, psychologically, mentally, and just all aspects with the hopes of obtaining immortality. Now that like it sounds good, and there's some aspects of it that sounds good, especially when it comes to health and things like that. But what we were stressing is that there has to be a limit. You know, that we are not supposed to know all. We are not supposed to be everywhere, and we're not supposed to be all powerful. And the reason why is because we're evil, you know. And I was saying it talked about trying to find a cure to the human condition is what transhumanism sought, you know, eliminating death, eliminating sickness, eliminating disease. While all those are great things, that's not the human condition. The human condition is our sinful and our wicked heart. And there's no amount of technological advances that can eliminate our sinful and wicked heart. But there was one who was omniscient, omnipresent, and omnipotent. And he didn't seek to benefit himself. He sought to benefit us by dying for us, and that was none other than Jesus. That he is the true divine one, the God-man, who came and gave his life for us. So if you haven't had a chance to check out that topic, please do. I want to again thanks my brother Roshan, did a phenomenal job. I'm glad I could get him on the podcast and chop it up with me. So if you haven't had a chance, go ahead and check it out. This week I'm back with my brother Jermel. I was telling him, man, we only have like two more topics. I've got one tucked away in the chamber, the last one with a very, very special guest that has already been pre-recorded. But as far as me and Jermel are concerned, we got this one, the one on money, and then the one on clothes, and then we done. So it's been a phenomenal journey. I'm super glad that he came along with me, and just super excited. Never did I think I would be able to accomplish this. But with the help of those from church, I was able to. So I wanted to give a special shout out to them. But again, like I said, as we begin winding down, I'm just starting to reflect on how far we've come. But this week we are talking about concept number 35, and again we going out of order, so it is what it is. And again, question is kind of awkwardly phrased, but if hopefully I know by now. I'm gonna give you the answer, and then it's gonna make you think a little bit. I say, what are some things a house provides? But before we jump into that, my brother Jermel, how are you doing this week, man?
Man, I'm good, man. Been a busy week, but a good week. Been better than before. Stuff happened, stuff went down, crazy stuff, but I mean, by God's grace, I'm good. Getting through it. Was good this week, man. Did listen to I got a chance to listen to that J. Cole album.
Okay.
That he just recently put out, so that was a good part of the week. That's probably my favorite rap artist.
Okay.
Real authentic, man. Authentic album. Cole, when I first started listening to him, he sounded like that on that. So it's an authentic album, man. Just plugging that in there. It was really good. But yeah, just get some time to chill, relax. Going into this Mother's Day weekend, go see my parents tomorrow and my mama-in-law. We're gonna cook out and whatnot and chill. So I've been doing all right, man. How about you?
I'm good. I'm glad you said that. Shout out, Happy Mother's Day. Shout out to all the mothers, my mother, my wife, and all the mothers out there. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Can't forget it.
Can't forget that. Sent my card yesterday, so hopefully you get it. In the mail this weekend. But shout out to the mothers. I'm doing good, man. Last day of class was this Tuesday, so it was finishing up a paper. I've got something in the works where at church there might be another opportunity for me to preach. And again, it's just kind of surreal to even be in that position. I don't know if it's gonna happen this time. I don't know. I've already written it, so I haven't even asked Pastor Jerome yet if I can do it. But I know there's like a vacancy, so I don't know if someone has already. But I need to ask because the time is winding down because we're already in chapter 2. And the verses that I want to do are in chapter 3, so it's probably another 2 weeks that possibly I'll be preaching again. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but just trying to do whatever I can to be a benefit to the church, be a benefit here at home. But I'm looking forward to the summer and not having to do any schoolwork. But other than that, I'm doing good. I don't have too much to complain about at all. And like I said, just when I was digging into this topic, where I didn't realize how personal it could get. But it was really good, and I'm excited for this one. But I start off by saying a house is generally not seen as something that provides. However, a house makes several overlooked provisions. I say shelter is the most obvious provision a house provides. Many take for granted our need for shelter, but over 100 million people worldwide are homeless. I said many of us have never experienced this, therefore having shelter is something we don't think much about. Nonetheless, shelter is something that everyone desires to have. Shelter appears to be a universal desire and need. If this is true, the question is why? Why do people desire and need shelter? I say people desire and need shelter because it provides comfort and space. A person's home is where one ought to find these things. Apart from work, people spend the majority of their time at home. And I think the best way to understand this idea, this concept that I'm trying to bring forth is in relation to work. And it's kind of sad to say that for a lot of people, work isn't a place of peace. Work isn't a place of comfort. I think it should be, but a lot of times it isn't. And so once you get off work, the idea is once I come home, that's where my peace and comfort is. Like I got my bed here, I got my TV here. I get to be relaxed. And like I said, we've had several conversations just about work and things like that. I'm the type of person, once that clock hits, I get off at 11 o'clock. Once it hits 11 o'clock, I done forgot everything that happened. I hardly ever talk about work when I get home or anything like that. Are you the type of person who once you clock out, or do you find yourself bringing work home with you sometimes?
For me, it depends on the situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm generally the guy, like, even for the job I have that's working with kids and working with people, it's a high stress, busy job. So generally, people would have to carry that home. Generally, unless something going on that's a stressor for me, I'm generally able to leave it there and keep it moving. But me and my wife are able to have comfortable conversations about work because we work. Our jobs are so not the same, but in a similar field, and we cross paths with so many things. We're able to know mutual people, mutual conversations. We're able to have actual conversations and talk and stuff. So I wouldn't say I bring work home. Like, one thing I do, and I have a balance, and I've always been able to do this, is like, I don't do anything that's related to my job unless I'm there. Like, I know a lot of people may look at me being, well, how you an educator or a teacher and you don't, like, no, I don't do it. Like, I mean, work is work. Like, if I'm not working on it at work, I'm not going to work on it. Now, there have been times before where I've had to do that, but it's few and far between. And if I've done it, I stepped outside of myself to do it. But like for me, it's a barrier there that is like, work is work. Because I believe your home, like you're saying, is a place of comfort. And it's just a place where you got to put a barrier, man, because it's your place of rest. You don't want to be bringing things on there. Now, there could be a balance where people do work from home.
Yeah.
But it takes certain people to be able to do it. And it's cool to work from home because, I mean, some people find enough comfort within their work where they're able to do that, where it's not like a stressor. So I'm not saying that you can't do that. Maybe one day, hopefully, I'll be able to do something like that, or my wife will be able to do work from home. But for me, just in the situation that I'm in, I seek to find that balance of like work is work, home is home. And if I talk about it, I'm trying to vent it and let it go and let it just be where it is, man.
Yeah, and the whole reason that I'm asking that is because I think for the majority of people, it's like we don't think about it consciously, but it's like, especially after you come long vacation, I'm glad to be home. I just want to get into bed. I just want to like just chill and just relax. And it's like there's something deeper to that understanding of, man, home is my peace. It's where I found comfort. And I go on and I say as a result, people seek to make their home as comfortable and as peaceable as possible. I say one's home is generally, one's house is generally filled with appliances and other amenities that make life more comfortable and peaceful. Actually, home renovation, this was crazy. I didn't even realize how important, because I don't know if your wife watches HDTV, but it's like...
watch it, bro.
You watch
no feminist show. I like that joint.
But I didn't realize how big of a market it was for, home renovation. I say it grosses over billions of dollars annually. I say people don't just want a house. People want a nice house that they can enjoy. I say people have houses that have theaters, pools, in-home gyms, game rooms, and even elevators. Now, again, I remember one time I was asking about, because we were talking about fire and what would your choice of jewelry would be. But here in this one, I just want to see where you at. Like, if you had just unlimited resources, what would be the one amenity that you would have in your house? What would it be?
I know y'all bros would probably joke and say I would put a gym in my house, but I actually wouldn't. What I would really want for just me, my wife, and our family, like, if we just had these resources, I would like take our home and like create like almost like an outdoor living room, like an outdoor patio.
Okay.
Like I like the relaxation of that. Like my dream is just like to be able to have the outdoor patio, have a little like hammock back there in it, and it be raining and just go to sleep. Just listen to some music, vibe, play some, let it rain hit, and just go to sleep. That's kind of like I want that outdoor patio just to chill, man. That's what I would do. The gym would be nice. You said the Xbox earlier. I put that Madden work on him. Like he might plug that because I put that Madden work. But that outdoor patio, man. What would you do?
I would do like I said, I'm big into basketball. Like I said, we try to go and hoop on Saturdays and things like that. Like I love not even an outdoor one, but like an indoor gym.
Oh, I'd be in there.
That would be fire, man.
I ain't even think about that.
Just to have an indoor basketball.
I was thinking about the house I had, so I wouldn't even think about it. We had to get like
unlimited resources, man.
Just
to have something like that, just to stay in shape, and just like I said, I love sports, love basketball.
That'd be fun.
Just to have that, because I remember and this I know we dating ourselves, like they had cribs. MTV Cribs,
I love cribs.
Show, people's houses and stuff, and like I can't imagine what they have now. Like I thought, like the craziest thing to see in somebody's house was like an elevator, but I'm sure they just got
that's like normal
stuff.
For like middle class people.
So I like, cause I know there's like even on Instagram there's probably like